The Insta360 X4 is probably the best camera for shooting epic bike shots. Whether it's a motorbike, mountain bike, or your commute to work bike, the X4 offers unparalleled shooting opportunities. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create 6 bike shots with the Insta360 X4, including setup, shooting, and editing. First up, let's talk about what you'll need to create these bike shots. Firstly, a bike of some kind, and if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you already have that. My bike is the DUOTTS C29, which they kindly sent me to make this video, so I do have to show it off a little bit. It's my first ever electric bike, and I am actually in love with it. Like, I use it almost every day to go to work. It can get up to 15 miles an hour with its electric motor, which means when I can't be bothered to actually cycle, it does all the work for me. It's still light, I can carry it up some stairs. It has 7 gears, an LED display, a phone charging port. It's definitely the best bike I've ever had, so if you're looking for an electric commuter bike that can also off-road, then check out the DUOTTS C29. Use my discount code to get €100 or dollars off of the DUOTTS C29. The link is in the description below. Equally obviously, what you'll need is an Insta360 X4, and if you want the best video quality in terms of sharpness, then set the video to 8K at 30 frames per second. However, if you want smoother motions in your video, then set the camera to 5.7K at 60 frames per second. You'll probably want to do the latter if you're shooting more fast-paced mountain bike kind of shots or anything that has lots of rapid movements. You'll also need some accessories to make these shots doable. Insta360 has a range of accessories specifically for bike shots. You don't necessarily need all of them, but you will need at least a handlebar mount, an invisible selfie stick, and most likely a support clamp if you want to keep your camera safe. And bear in mind, for all these shots, I use the lens protectors that come with the Insta360 X4 just for that extra peace of mind. So first up is the front shots, and this shot is created by mounting your invisible selfie stick to a handlebar using a handlebar mount. There are a few types of these, and you can get one specifically designed for this shot. The selfie stick should be extended directly in front of the rider, ideally from the middle of the handlebar. Once you finish shooting and you're ready to edit, in the editor, you just need to make sure the keyframes are focused directly on the rider, keeping them in the center of the frame. Also make sure you choose a wide angle view to capture all of the rider, the bike, and some scenery around them. Next up is the front POV. This shot has the X4 mounted directly on the handlebar using the handlebar mount. This is a secure way to record your ride with nothing getting in the way of the shot. If you want to keep the video facing forward the whole time, then turn direction lock on in the editor. Now the view will follow the movement of the bike without any editing required. If you want to add keyframes and focus on different areas of the video at different times, then turn direction lock off and add those keyframes where you're free to be creative and focus on wherever you want at any time. The third shot is the rear POV. If you'd rather film what happens behind your bike, then use the bike seat mount and attach your camera to the back of your bike. Once again, you can choose whether to set the direction lock on or off, depending on whether you want the camera to follow the direction that the bike is moving in. If you go for a particularly long ride, then you can also up the speed of the video for a hyperlapse effect. Number 4 is the chest mount view. This shot requires you to use a chest mount and to mount your Insta360 X4 as you see here, with the lens pointing downwards. This gives you a great view of the handlebar and your hands as you're riding. Now that's great if you want to show off some skills, or like me, you want to show off that I don't even need to pedal thanks to the electric motor on the DUOTTS C29. You should turn direction lock on in the editor for this type of shot, but make sure the field of view is wide enough to see all of the handlebars and some of the scenery. Number 5 is the third person / GTA shot. Probably the most popular bike shot with the X4 is this third person view. This shot is impressive, but you need to be careful because you can easily break your camera if it's not set up properly. This is where you'll need to use the support clamp as well as an invisible selfie stick and some kind of mount to attach the camera to the rear of the bike. If you only use the mount without the clamp, then you run the risk of your camera falling off, and the selfie stick will not stay in the right position anyway, as you can see here, unless you want a really good shot of your ass. Using the clamp will allow you to keep the selfie stick at a high angle so you can achieve the proper third-person effect. In the editor, make keyframes every few seconds, keeping you at the center of the frame, and once again, making sure the viewing angle is wide enough to take in the whole bike and some scenery. Lastly, number 6 is the freestyle shot. If you're comfortable riding with one hand, you can use the other to shoot with an invisible selfie stick to create these freestyle shots. Obviously, this is only advisable in quiet areas or away from civilization altogether, and obviously not while riding too fast, but you can get some unique angles if you get creative with your shooting positions and editing. Now, a top tip for all of these shots, if you want to create an effect that makes it seem like you're moving faster, then turn on the ND motion effect. This will add a blur to your video. You can adjust how much this blur is applied. Sometimes it can be a bit distracting, but applying a little bit of this blur I think is great for all kinds of action shots, especially fast moving bike shots. Okay, so those are 6 ways to shoot and edit some epic bike shots with your X4. Depending on what accessories you buy, you may be able to discover some new ways to create some awesome bike shots. So this is not exhaustive, there are plenty of other ways to create some epic bike content. Once again, I have to shout out the DUOTTS C29 for being an awesome bike to shoot this video with, so be sure to check that out if you want an awesome all-around electric bike. Extended tutorials of all the shots you see in this video are going to be available in my Insta360 video course, which is available at a discounted price for the next month or so check that out as well. I hope you found that useful, guys. Let me know what you think of these shots, and if you can come up with any of your own, please share them. But until next time, guys, I'll see you around. Bye.